The very first thing that I like to do when I'm doing my weekly review is to clear my inbox. So what I'm going to do over here on the right is let's go ahead and just collapse this all down. Remember, if I click and hold, that's going to fully collapse everything down. And then I'll click just once on this left arrow to expand things back out. So I've just got a nice clean view to work with here. And then I'll go ahead and expand out my planner inbox. And you can see here that I've got a couple of items that I captured in the previous week that I'm going to go ahead and process now. So number one, get with Alex on processing the bulk membership signup. What I'm going to do is look and see, does this task fit into any of the contexts that I am currently working in? And in this example, I would say no, that it doesn't really. And in fact, if I look at this second item, Richard needs a new report for his sales analysis project. Both of these are actually related to memberships and membership sales and membership revenue. And so this happens frequently as you're doing these reviews week after week, is you'll start to see patterns in tasks that you're being assigned, and you'll go ahead and maybe want to create a new context for that. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and just to, keep things clean and grouped together, I'll create a new context and say C:, and let's call this membership sales. Okay, these are both related to membership sales. And then what I'm going to do is just drag this column or this entry over, and I'll expand that out. And then if you'll recall, I'm going to go ahead now and enter my template that we created earlier in this section. So I'll hit return to nest a bullet underneath there, and I'm going to hit the semicolon key twice. That's going to bring up a list of templates in my graph, and I'm going to select this new task entry. That'll give me my next step log and resources. For now, I'll nest this original Slack thread from Alex as a resource. That may be something that I want to come back to later. And let's just get clear on what it is that I want to do this week. So I'll put my cursor on this line and hit Command Return. Again, that's going to convert it into a to-do. By the way, another way to do that, I don't recall if I've mentioned, so I'll just take the opportunity here, is to right-click and select Make To-Do. I'm really big on keyboard shortcuts, which you can see here is a Command Enter, but if you're not big on those for whatever reason, you can also do that with a right-click, although that didn't work for some reason. Yeah, interesting. I don't use that method, so I'm not really sure what's happening there, but in any event, give that a shot. So Command Enter to make that into a to-do, get with Alex on processing the bulk membership signup. So I'm going to make this a little bit more specific and just say, schedule a meeting with Alex to discuss bulk membership signup. And for now, that's good. I don't really need a next step at this point because my next step is implied up here. As I start to work through the task and maybe get this done, I'll fill out next steps as I need to add more detail. So for now, I'm going to call that one good. And then I'm also going to grab this task from Richard here and move that one over. And I'm going to repeat that process again. So I'll expand that out. I'll put my cursor underneath that line. I'll hit my semicolon key twice and select my new task entry. Once again, I'll put that original thread. I'll just put my cursor there and nest that under resources in case I want to come back to that later. Put my cursor here, hit Command Enter to make this into a to-do. And then I'm just going to reword this to be a bit more specific. So I'll say generate first version of report for Richard's sales analysis project. Just need to get a first version put together and sent over to him in order for him to review. So here I might say, once I've generated that report, send to Richard for review, maybe. You get the idea. Okay, so that's it. I've now created a new context. I've added a couple of to-dos to that, and I've cleared out my inbox. One thing I do like to do once that inbox is cleared is just go ahead and delete that because I just don't need it anymore, and that's just going to create unnecessary linked references in my graph, which is just kind of cruft and noise. So once that inbox is cleared, I'll go ahead and delete that out. So now we have cleared the inbox. In the next lesson, we'll jump through and start reviewing our existing contexts and processing those.